Hello everyone, Parallel here and welcome to Star Trek Online. Well, the Temporal Reputation has been out for a while now. It came out with the Agents of Yesterday expansion, so hopefully everyone has had some time to grind it out, maybe max out the actual tier of the Reputation, and some time to grind out some marks as well. Because what I'd like to do in this video is take a look at the 3 new kit modules that are a part of the Temporal Reputation. There are 3 new ground kit modules. There's one for each career, tactical, engineering, and science. And I really would like to take a look at these in actual combat and see how they perform and give a little bit of an evaluation. I'm very curious to see how these do because you never know with kit modules. Every now and then you will find a diamond in the rough that it performs exceedingly well, whereas most of the time you end up with a pretty mediocre performing kit module. That seems to be the case with most kit modules, but there are some very notable exceptions. I know, for example, one of my favorite kit modules right now is, of course, Chroniton Spike. It's been around for a while, but it's still an amazing, amazing kit module. And you know, if it comes from the summer event, and if you have never, if you've never gotten it, it is something that you can look forward to as part of the summer event. But it's kind of my benchmark that I use to compare, a lot of kit modules to, at least for tactical. Just because it is so good and it performs so well and does so much damage. And actually has quite a bit of utility as well. So that's kind of my benchmark that I like to use. So let's take a look at what the 3 kit modules are here. They are in your, if you bring up your character sheet, go to your Temporal Reputation tab. Let's take a look here. Now, I am here on my tactical character. This is actually a temporal agent as well. But so I'll be first taking a look at the tactical kit module, which is the Chroniton Micro-Torpedo spread. So this could be interesting. I'm actually have some high hopes for this one, but I am a bit cautious here because I know the last Micro-Torpedo launcher that came out, I believe it was with the Terran Reputation, was, shall we say, lackluster. I believe they did buff it recently, but I actually haven't gone back to take a look at it, but it was pretty terrible at the time. But I do have hopes for this one. Hopefully it will perform better. And so that's what we'll be taking a look at first. Then we'll take a look at the engineering one, which is the Bio-Harmonic Emitter. And I'm also very curious to see this. This appears to be more of a healing type kit module. So we'll take a look at that one. And then finally we'll round it out with the science kit module, which is here, the anti-time entanglement field, which appears to be more of a CC type oriented. Alright, so let's dive right in here with the first one, the Chroniton Micro-Torpedo spread. Now I have actually already crafted this and installed it on my character here. And where did I put it? It is actually an assault kit module. Here it is. Let's go ahead and read through the stats. So it says it is a cone, AoE kinetic damage, knockback, and slow. It does, let's see, 313 kinetic damage, 50% chance of knockback, and minus 66% run speed for 5.6 seconds. And then my other procs on there from my DOFs. So, could be good. A little bit on the low on the damage side, but the run speed could be nice, and it is a cone, so that'd be good too. It is an AoE, that's a nice thing. Now, just as I'm going through here, there's kind of 4 things that I like to look at when I evaluate a ground kit module. Pretty standard things here, but I thought you'd like to know at least the criteria I use here to evaluate these. Now, first thing is, of course, the damage. I mean, the damage is always important. Whether it be, a burst damage or DPS, more damage over time. That's always an important factor. Also, I like to take a look at how much utility it provides, both in terms of CC type utility or healing as well. There are a lot of abilities that do both damage and crowd control, so I'd like to look at both of those things. And one thing that's actually very important to me is the third criteria here, which is the animation time. A lot of abilities in this game have very long animations, and that can actually really kill your DPS. And a lot of times, in particular in the engineering career, you know, putting down a summon or a turret has a, you know, an incredibly long animation time, and often the enemies are already dead before your animation is even done. So that is something that's very important to me. I greatly prefer kit modules that have a fast animation time. And then finally, the fourth criteria I look at is the cooldown time, which is also very important, just because, you know, you only have 5 kit modules at your disposal, right? You only got 5 slots. So if there's long cooldown times there, you have to factor that into your choice. You know, is it worth that slot if it's going to have an incredibly long, you know, minute or 2-minute cooldown time? I always prefer cooldown times of 30 seconds or less. That seems to be a good figure if you want to be able to get, you know, use that ability very often during combat. Alright, so let's take a look at this. In action, we are going to be looking at the Chroniton Micro-Torpedo spread. So I'm here on Kobali Prime. This is usually where I go to test all of my ground kit modules. Let's put my teammates on passive here. If anyone out there knows of a better place, like perhaps there is a Foundry mission out there or something that's better for testing ground, you know, ground abilities or testing things solo on the ground, I'm all ears. I just always go to Kobali Prime just because it's one of, you know, the higher level outdoor battleground areas. So it seems like a decent place to go. All right, so let's take a look at this. I have it slotted here. I did slot this into where I usually put my grenade. I figured this type of an ability would be one that kind of, you know, takes the place of a grenade. I don't know if it shares a cooldown time with grenades. I'm actually not sure about that, but seems to be kind of the niche that this would fill. All right, so we got a couple enemies up here. Now, what I'm going to do first is just the ability all by itself, no buffs or anything. Let's just see what it does all by itself with no buffs, and let's see if I can get both of these in the spread. Ooh, wow, that was a nice, nice fast animation. Let's do one more here unbuffed when it comes back up. Pretty decent. Pretty decent on the damage side, actually. Not too bad at all. Let me get rid of these guys here. Getting narrow on the cone, though. You notice I was aiming towards those two guys, and it didn't hit this one over here. And I see there's still the bug with the death animations not playing properly. That's been there for quite a while, honestly. It's been there since the expansion came out. Okay, let's test this out again. Oh, usually there's a spawn up right here. Let's head over this way. Aha, there is one now. Okay, let's do it. See if we can get it on all of them. No, those two already spread out. Well, there's a 913 crit. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. It was completely unbuffed. Again. Let's do one more here. Seems to do about a little over 300 normal damage. Of course, it is kinetic damage, so you know, against shields, it might not be so impressive. Does it have any shield penetration on it? Doesn't look like it. So let's just try it here on a Vodwar Tech Officer. He's got shields, and we shall see just an unbuffed. It might be... Yeah. So if they got shields up, you're wasting your time here. Let's do a Graviton Spike. Yeah. So you can see a Graviton Spike is still an amazing ability. But let's do that one more time here with this crowd over here, and actually, let's see, how should I buff it up here? Yeah, let's do a Rally Cry and Strike Team, and then also Target Optics on this group here, and then see how that does. As soon as the cooldown is back here. Let's go ahead and blow this so I get my cooldown back. Alright, so let's do that. Pretty long animation there, alright, so let's do this, and then that. Not too bad, 600s. Buffed up damage. Didn't look like I got a crit there, unfortunately. Let's try one on this guy over here. Flanking 502. And we'll graviton spike this guy down. So, not bad actually. I do like it. I like it a lot better than the other torpedo. The damage is a little bit low, but it is area. It is a spread, which is nice. It is a very fast animation, which I actually like a lot too. A lot faster than like a grenade animation, that's for sure. But then again, not going to do quite the damage of a, you know, like a photon grenade. Probably would do more. So average damage. The utility is kind of nice. It does have the ooh, critical flank 1800. Not bad. Not bad. It does have the, you know, the run speed slow. That's pretty helpful, and it does have the chance for knockback. That's pretty good too. So it's not too bad on the utility side. You know, a lot of grenades also have some knockback or some utility to them. See, he's slowed. That's pretty good though. So I'd say, you know, pretty solid on the utility, pretty average on the damage. Animation time is excellent, very fast animation. And then the cooldown time is also very good. Let me just try one more time. I didn't actually see it. It was 30 seconds or a little bit less than that, which is pretty, I think it's as about the same, you know. Actually, that was a little bit under. It was more like 20 seconds or so. I don't know if I have some cooldown. I do have... if you are curious here, I do have the kit performance experts on my ground, so that does increase the damage. And I'm trying to recall if I do have some kit, in my traits, I believe I do have some kit cooldown time reductions. Kit readiness, yeah. So I do have some cooldown reduction there as well. So I would guess it to be about a 30-second base cooldown time, but it was about 20 seconds or so with my current spec. But overall, not too bad at all. I might give this a try. It's hard to say. I'd say less damage than like a grenade, but faster animation time, like by far. Really fast animation time, which I do like a lot, which makes me want to at least give this ability a little bit more of a try. So pretty solid, I do like it. Just average on the damage. So that's it for the tactical kit module. Let's take a look at the engineering one next here. I'll switch over to my KDF engineer. And we'll see how this one does. Now this one, so let's mouse over to here and, well, let's take a look at here in my actual character sheet here. So one thing that's interesting about this kit module here, so this is the Bio-Harmonic Emitter, and the nice thing here is that it's actually a mechanic kit module, which is kind of interesting. It's not a fabrication module, so it's not like something you're going to stick on the ground, which I actually kind of thought it would be here. So I'm a little bit surprised. It's not like something you put down like a medical generator. Ooh, someone's starting the event over there. But yeah, but it's not like something you would put down. Oh, looks like I may have despawned over here. Let's switch channels real quick. But it doesn't look like your typical, you know, like your medical generator or shield generator that you put down on the ground, and it's a little, you know, fabrication module you put on the ground. So let's see how this does. Let's put again my teammates on passive here. Now, of course, this one has no damage because it is just a utility type ability here. But yeah, before I go too far, let's go ahead and read through it first. So let's see here. Temporary HP to team and heal over time while active. So it gives 768 temporary hit points. That's actually pretty good. Good amount of temporary hit points for 15 seconds. And while you have the temporary hit points, you get 8.8 hit points per second. So it's a yeah, temporary hit points and heal, and it's not a ground fabrication. So that's kind of new for engineers, I think. I don't recall. I mean, you have your shield healing, which your shield heal, but you've never really had a hit point heal on the engineering side that you could use that's not your medical generator. So that's always good in enhancing the abilities of the engineering ground class. So let's see. Let's get myself under fire here, take some damage, and then I will activate it and see how it does. Hello. Okay, my shields are going down. Getting some heals from my friends here. Hey guys, you're supposed to be shooting me. And now they're shooting my clones. Okay, nobody is shooting me. That's going to be a problem. Let's come over here. Although it says it also gives it to teammates, so it's something I could take a look on them as well. Okay, let's do this. Boom. Okay, just did it. Very fast animation. You can see my hit points went purple. And you can see I got 718 hit points regen. And also to give it to my teammates, it kind of saved my my science character there. Kind of long on the cooldown time. Oh, that's not good. Okay, but first off, it had really fast animation time, and it wasn't too bad. As far as, I mean, I do like that it gives you temporary hit points. That's kind of cool, because that means that you can avoid, you know, issues with like overhealing. So in fact, let me try something else here. I mean, you could activate this because it has a 15-second duration, right? You could activate this right before you go into combat and just give yourself that initial extra buffer if you're gonna, you know, worried about taking an alpha strike. So that's the nice thing about temporary hit points over regular hit points, is that you never have to worry about the overheal. Okay, let's go back here. Alright, so they're shooting me, they're shooting me. You can see that there's, you know, unfortunately this shield is actually making me immune while it's up. Okay, it's down. Okay, this guy is shooting at me, so let's see if we can get through my shields. Nope, someone placated him. Oh, did I put them off of, apparently I did. Okay, so that wasn't very good. Let me put them back on passive here because they were getting all the aggro. Let's go over here because I know these guys will, this group should beam in here. Actually, it might be a good idea just to test it against this guy. So let's just give him a couple shots here, so he's aggroed on me. Okay. Okay, he's not hurting me very much. Come on, there's got to be someone over here that can hurt me. There we go. Taking lots of damage. Alright, temporary hit points, 768. So it is regenerating my regular hit points, you can see while it's up. Okay, there goes the temporary hit points, and then there goes the regen. I still got 25 seconds left, so we're looking at a 45-second cooldown time on this. Well, my teammates are dropping. 7 seconds. Will it save me in time? 2, 1. Yes, there it goes. Okay, it's a very fast animation. I do like that. Okay, they're really eating through my hit points now. But not too bad, actually. You know, 800 to heal is pretty solid. It's temporary hit points. And it's very, very fast animation, which is actually quite useful on a heal. I'd say the only downside is the somewhat long cooldown. So, I mean, as far as the utility goes, I think it's really good. The animation time is excellent, very, very fast, even faster than like I mean, it's like almost instant. Let me do it one more time here when it comes back, but you'll see it's almost instant, and it's even faster than like a medical tricorder. It's about the same as a medical tricorder, but there you go. It does give you the cool little green glow while it's going. But very good ability, actually. Honestly, I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, it's up to you if you want to play a healer as far as engineering goes, but pretty solid. And I'd say very useful, and for its ability to actually go into a fight, with the temporary hit points for 15 seconds. So you can avoid, you could survive through that initial burst of damage. So there you go, pretty solid kit module there. So Bio-Harmonic Emitter, not too bad. And it's kind of interesting that went to an engineer. It almost feels more like a science type ability, but engineers actually got that. And it kind of expands the engineer's ability with some actual health mitigation instead of just shield mitigation. Okay, so far 2 out of 3, not bad, not bad at all. Let's take a look at the final one here. This is going to be on my science character, and this is going to be the. Yep, here it is, the anti-time entanglement field. So let's read this through here. Shrinking AoE damage and slow field. 27.7 physical damage with some shield pen. That's pretty low damage. I mean, it's each second for 12 seconds. It's kind of a damage over time, but I'm not thinking this is more of a damage ability. I think it's more like a crowd control. It's got a 12 meter radius. That's actually quite large, honestly. So we'll see how big this is. It's got a minus 66% run speed within the field. That's always nice. And a minus 40% all damage oh wait. That damage resistance is from my DOF. But that's nice because this is a research module, so it will count as a debuff. So an enemy debuff, so you do get that from your duty officer. I believe it is, if anyone's curious there, what duty officer gives you that, it is the, let's look at my active ground roster here. Is it the, biochemist? Yep, as damage resistance debuff to your science kit debuffs. And this does account for that, so that's pretty cool. Definitely a very much recommended DOF there if you have a science ground character, because you will be always, of course, tricorder scanning things. That gives it to them. I mean, it gives you all kinds of debuff abilities. Will give you that minus 40% damage resistance on the enemy, which is very nice. It's kind of the key thing with the science characters is the debuffs, and minus damage resistance on all of your debuffs is fantastic. So let's see how this goes. I'll just try it by itself first on this group of characters here. Man, 12 meters, that's really, really big. I mean, what is my endothermic induction field? I mean, that's only a 4.5 meters, so I'm expecting this to be really, really big. Let's take a look here. I got you guys all on passive, right? All right, here we go. Pretty average animation time, but that is freaking huge. And oh my god, light show. And weird effect when they were... Is there like a ghosting type effect going on there when they're in the field? Let's get rid of this guy real quick. But that was... Okay, and a pretty short cooldown time. Let's do it one more time. But look at that. I mean, it starts out huge. I mean, 12 meters. Holy cow. But oh my god, eyesore. that is like blinding. It's almost as bad as the resonance beam in space, the space ability. But pretty good on the cooldown time, and man, what a massive radius. That's pretty cool. But oh my gosh, Cryptic, please tone down the rainbow. the rainbow effects are just overpowering on these Chroniton abilities. Okay, so now I'm going to combine it with some other abilities, because this seems like it'd be perfect with what I'm going to use is also Seismic Agitation and Endothermic Induction Field. You could also, of course, use Exothermic Induction Field, which I probably should. It does do more damage, but I do like this the freeze proc on that. So let's try all of these three in conjunction, and I will start out with a tricorder scan. Oh no, they're all moving. But now you're in my slow field. Very interesting graphical effects. See, like it has that. Has that weird. It's almost like this. It's almost like the ability they use on not the Bot War, the Not Cool, like the Not Cool shield. How it has like that weird ghosting after image when they move. When they're inside the anti-time entanglement field, they have that same kind of little ghosting going on there. Let's just one more time. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do this. And let's do this. That works really, really well because the field is so huge and it keeps them slowed right away. And it's got a really short cooldown time. I mean, just even a little bit shorter than Seismic Agitation Field and your, Exothermic. That's a really nice 1-2-3 combo there. Oh, did I just get someone's attention? Yes, I did. Okay, let's try it on this guy. Let's do this. No, I didn't want to do that. Did all three. I also put on my crystalline spike there, which I didn't really mean to. Pretty solid damage. Pretty solid damage. Got about half of his shield, half of his life away. That was, of course, with the whole combo. I mean, by itself, of course, this is not really a damage ability. Okay, so let's do that. Man, that radius is so huge, though. Holy cow. If your teammates don't mind going blind when they look at this, it's pretty decent. If they just got rid of the interior portion, just like if they just made it like the outer bubble, that looks fine. It's that interior sparkling that's going on that just makes it insane to look at. But what can I say? I actually am kind of liking this. Let me do it one more time here when these guys should be respawning here in a second. There they go. Does this actually say? So yeah, it does say a 21.8 second recharge. So there, and there. I like it. I mean, for taking out like an AoE, that's pretty fantastic. You know, taking out a little spawn of enemies there. Man, the only downside is that really, really obnoxious particle effect going on. That is the downside. I mean, you can see with the tricorder scan and just its own damage, it's doing about 50 a tick. I mean, it did kill him. But there you go. That is the anti-time... What was it? Entanglement? Yeah, anti-time entanglement field. So what can I say? Actually, all of three of these are not bad at all. Really not bad. I mean, all of them have pretty good animation times, which is already a plus in my book. I really do like abilities with a short animation because then you can, you launch off your abilities and then get right to your damaging with your weapon. You're not wasting all of your DPS time waiting for animations to play off. So I do like that about all three of these. Very reasonable animation times on all of them. Now just going back quickly to the tactical one, the Chroniton Torpedo spread was very good. Mediocre damage, but very good animation time. Good utility with the minus run speed, and it was an AoE and a nice short cooldown. As far as the engineering one, the healing what was it, the biometric, I'm forgetting the name of the thing, but yeah, let me pull up my, I can pull up my reputation here just to see the name of it, but that was also quite solid. Temporary hit points, pretty unique because there's not that many abilities out there that give you temporary hit points. So very unique ability, and it also gives you health healing, which is nice for engineers, something that engineers kind of really couldn't do before, at least not without their medical kit, their medical generator that they would put down. What is it? Bio-Harmonic emitter. Okay, not biometric. Bio-Harmonic emitter. And then finally the science one, the anti-time entanglement field. Also very good. Huge, absolutely huge radius. Nice run slow effect. Combos very well with your other abilities like endothermic induction or exothermic induction field and seismic agitation field. Combining all three of those together keeps the enemies on your field for a nice long time and can really eat through, large spawns very easily. So huge radius, good activation time, very good cooldown time. I think the only downside is the damage, but it's not really a damaging ability. But I think the main downside is the vomit-inducing particle effect. Holy cow, that thing is just like blinding. You're not gonna be able to see anything in there. So what can I say? Actually, for as far as kit modules go, all three of these are pretty solid. I think the only thing is if Cryptic goes back and maybe tones down the particle effect on the science one, that's really the only downside I see for it. Otherwise, these all get very good marks from me, and which is good. I'm actually kind of impressed. A lot of the last reputations, some of the kit modules have been pretty lackluster, but all three of these score pretty high in my book. With my criteria, I give these all a very good grade. So I would recommend them. Let's take a look here just real quick so you can see the cost. They are very affordable. They only require, I believe it was 250 marks. Yeah, they only require 250 marks and 3,000 dilithium and 20,000 credits. They don't even require max tier. I have to double check, but they don't even require max tier. I think they only require like tier, there it is, tier 3. They only require tier 3 and only 250 marks, so not bad. They don't require any of the elite marks as well, so easy to acquire. And I recommend these. I recommend all three of these. The engineering one is a little bit more of a niche use. Obviously, if you want to have some healing capabilities on your engineer, that is up to you. But the science one, I think fits well, combos well with the other science abilities. And the tactical one, the Chroniton torpedo spread, while less damaging than a grenade, actually has nice utility with the run speed slow and good animation time. Very fast animation, much faster than a grenade. So that, in my book, almost makes them a little bit better. So I will be giving all three of these a try. I will take them into some, looking forward to use these into some actual ground queues. Minor instabilities is actually one that I've been having fun with lately, and it'd be a good test for these. So there you go, everyone. That is my evaluation of the 3 new ground kit modules with the Temporal Reputation. And overall, they get pretty solid marks. So actually, I'm quite happy. Good, welcome surprise here. Good to see some new kit modules that are quite useful. All right, that is all, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Bye for now.